live has a real sort of feed across to games.
We have two criteria that we try to fulfill when we work on a project, which is...
Is it cool?
And does it make sense?
Yeah.
Normally we'd have to do a writing test before we get offered the job, but in this case we just had a Skype with the studio, and we were waiting for the bit where they said a few scenes and we'll get back to you and let you know if you've been successful. But what actually happened was they said, great, when can you start?
Well, I think the actual phrase was, do you want to make a game with us?
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a double take. I mean, yeah, if someone asks you that, you say yes.
I think it's the first project we've worked on where we have literally been given the assets and told to go away and play and figure it out.
You can't sum it up in one phrase. You know, you look at screenshots and you think, oh, it looks like a first-person shooter, or you look at the setting and you think it looks like a horror game. But I think that once you get under the surface and once you play it, you realise it stands alone as something I don't think you've seen before. You play a character called Coal Black. At the start of the game, you are clearly attempting to save someone. And I wouldn't want to go any further than that.
You, the player, are in the same position as he is, trying to piece everything together and trying to figure everything out.
This is me. What's going on? Hello?
Thank you. You won't regret this. You won't regret this at all.
You won't always be aware that you've made a decision, and it's only retrospectively that you might suddenly realise, oh, I made a decision there that has affected something and has consequences. But the process of playing it is one of discovery, we hope.
I think what you're saying is you've basically got about 10 to 12 hours of not knowing what the fuck is going on. And then about 5 minutes at the end where it all makes sense and everyone's high-fiving.
What the fuck? Hello?
That's it, Mr. Black. Relax. Breathe. You're back with us.
If you look at the whole process, our whole process in Get Even, it's almost like there was a third writer on our team. That was the sound designer, Olivier.
He always had questions about the story. He had a real hunger to understand it because he had a real hunger to want the sound design to make sense in context of what the story was.
What was great, there are certain things in Get Even where we managed to, and this was again from the sound designer Olivier's insistence, for some of the more emotional scenes, get all the actors who were involved into the sound booth together and just allow them to play off each other, which sounded so much more natural. And what was great in the room, you could really feel it in your chest, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And I hope that's translated to the game.
Hey honey, it's me. Pick up if you're there. Okay, well, bad news, I'm afraid. The caterers have cancelled on us, so they were double booked for the Saturday, so we're going to have to find someone else.
It was never a goal of ours to set out and say, let's try and make people have an emotional response.
There is a difficult addition to that, though.
Yeah.
When we say, does Get Even make sense? I think at first glance, you might not think it does, but you'll get to a certain point in the game and it will completely make sense. And I think that's the point, if there is an emotional response, that it will get you.
Where were you?
At work, you know that. Where's Grace?
You weren't at work. I called you at work. I called you on your mobile. I even called Rose.
When you understand what's actually going on in the game and you've been with these characters for so long and there are a few bombshells dropped, I think they'll be the moments that affect you as a human. We can't wait to see what people think of Get Even.
We can't wait to play it.
Good luck with that.
Yeah?
I guess he was watching the stream. Alright, looks like
And we are back. Sorry about the interruption there. We just had some live streaming issues. It's all fixed now. The controller is working. We're able to move around. Ray, you were telling us about the story. You were telling us that part of this takes place in Coal Black's mind. We're in Coal Black's mind now, right?
Yeah, right now we're in Cole's mind.
Memory.
Memory. We're reconstructing a memory of when he went to ADS to steal the corner gun, which is kind of weird because he has the corner gun right now.
Yeah.
And it seems as kind of weird, but the object, the idea is that he's reconstructing this memory for not for pure accuracy, but to find a key piece of information. So that this is what's going on right now.
And I was going to say, because we're in Cole's mind, we can kind of manipulate the environment more so than what we could in the real world, correct?
Yeah, well, you're never in the real world at any point in the game.
Okay.
That we know of. Let me step back there. But yes, right now we're in Coal Black's mind, and that's a good thing you bring up. So if you can see, like there on the little monitor, on his little cell phone, that you can see a little wireframe object. If you hit A, you'll kind of scan it. That's that's you reconstructing your memory and your mind telling you, oh, there was a planter box there. You can use it for cover if you need it. Did take out these guys, but generally, the best way to fight most of the guys is stealthily. As long as you have a weapon with the silencer on it, it should be pretty straightforward for you. But they will take you out. The game, you're not a bullet sponge. There's no shield or any kind of armor in the game. It's essentially, if you take a few hits, if you're still alive, if you can go and find some cover, hide away from bad guys, from security. At this point, you'll recover your health. So if you can see here.
The other interesting is the corner gun.
Yeah, the corner gun. This is the main function of the corner gun. It can peek around corners. That allows you to stay in cover and shoot, and use the monitor to shoot any enemies that are going. You can see what's going on and take them out. Let's see, if you can switch to a map on there. It'll also kind of tell you where any enemies are at. So you can kind of see that there's a guy down there. I think he's up on the left.
He's up on the ledge right here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, is he down below? Is
he he's down below.
Now he's down below. Okay, he's actually on the other side over here now.
But you can continue on. If you go to the right, this is part of your objective, just getting this elevator.
Yeah, we're not really meant to fight people right now.
Right, and actually, it would be a lot easier. There's no score in the game. Actually, fighting anybody doesn't get you anything. If you notice, when you shoot them, they kind of dissolve, and it's really kind of cool polygon away. That's because you're just destroying an element of your memory.
The research labs.
What they're there to do, you kind of learn later on, but it's you might have heard this kind of concept from other memory type movies, but they're a defensive mechanism to prevent Cole from figuring out what's going on. It gets really, really convoluted and very, very confusing. That it all gets tied back at the end to kind of let the player know what's going on. But you get at some point you'll get this really big revelation, like, oh, that's what's going on, and it was really kind of meant to have this kind of cathartic process of where the player, things get crazier and crazier, and all of a sudden everything will start to make sense.
Oh, okay.
That was really one of the goals of that video you were watching. The writers, it actually came on pretty late in the project, and most of the story was written, and they did a really good job of basically tidying it up, making sure that everything made sense to the player, cleaning it up, cleaning the flow. Those guys are really good, though. They are in the UK, and they've done a lot of TV shows, especially if you guys are out there.
Yeah. If you watch the video previously, they talk a lot about their previous work and how they got into the project. It's really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
And they sound like really good writers.
Yeah.
So now we are close to stealing the prototype, the corner gun prototype. Right?
Yeah. You still have to go one more floor up.
So here, I believe the objective is, well, we're not there yet. I'll get to it in a second. Is to get to the door, right?
There's an elevator just at the end of this little walkway. Turn around. Actually, the other way.
Is this one?
Yeah, that right there.
That's right. Yeah, the glass elevator.
You should switch your. Right now, you got it on a text message, but it's like gonna help you out in any way.
Yeah. So it's probably switching the map is the best idea here.
Yes. Down to the right. There's a little button prompt for the.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, I actually find this to be one of the more saner, more coherent parts of the game. Right now it feels more like a normal shooter, but as I said, things will start to get crazier and crazier as time goes on, and things aren't going to make sense. Things are going to be popping up out of nowhere and going away. And I've seen a lot of people on the stream kind of comparing it a lot the feeling to Condemned from back in the Xbox 360 days.
That's the first thing I thought of.
And things were kind of really hit to that tone. So this seems very straightforward. It's kind of like a shooter, but it'll really get to that tone later on where things just aren't starting to make sense. The psychological aspect will really kind of introduce itself. And that's when the aspect of the story really starts to shine. Of like, I'm really more like trying to solve a mystery. This isn't a run and gun.
Yeah, it's not Quake. It's not Doom. It's a lot more slower paced. A lot more focused on the story. You're right.
So let's see. Did you access that panel?
I accessed the panel, and the panel told me I had to look around my surroundings for a code to find the code.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So this is kind of like one of the mechanics in the game that the game. It's your brain is going to kind of point things out to you to help you and give you clues of what to do. So if you look at that picture right there, that's That's a picture. You got the number 7, so we can kind of keep that in our head there.
Yep.
And then if you go around to the other side on the office, you should be able to find 3 more pictures that are just like that. And you want to kind of remember the picture and the number that's on there.
Exactly. Yeah, he's trying to, like, the hint there is look around the environment for the code. The code obviously will be a set of numbers. We see the numbers inside the pictures there, so obviously we are looking for numbers inside pictures. There's the number 9 on the kid's jacket, so we got a 4 and a 9 so far, right?
You missed one to the left. And straight ahead. There you go.
Right over here. And for those of you guys asking for the giveaway, Cyrus is actually going to be picking people for the giveaway on his channel. It's kind of hard for me to do it with my hands on the controller, so I'm not going to be announcing the winners like live on the stream, but Cyrus is picking the names from the chat, so we're good there. And the last picture, it's right here. So there we go. Number 4. That is a cute dog. What kind of dog is that, Ray? Do you know?
Got me.
Yeah,
all right, so what do we have here? We had 4 numbers and 4 pictures. There's obviously a chronological order.
There is, yep.
To them. Did you remember what the code was?
I do.
Good.
Not only do I remember, because it's a video game, it actually will help us out a little bit. They have all the pictures for some reason right next to the key panel. So there we go. And I believe the code it goes from left to right. It goes 7, 9, 5, 4. That's a little pro tip for you when you guys playing the game, and that is incorrect. So maybe it's a different code now. Maybe is it randomized?
It's 7, 9, 4, 5, not 5, 4.
Oh, well there you go. That's why I did it wrong. 7, 9, 4, 5. So I was right, left to right, but the code is different.
So little background on that. That was actually, you were supposed to use a camera before. This is a little.
Oh, this is before you. Okay.
You actually used your PDA camera to take a picture, and then in the menu the pictures would be there, and you kind of look. But it turned out to be just a little clunky. We really wanted to streamline things, being that this is a virtual space, so this is memory. We have some liberties to kind of do whatever we want. So I was kind of, he just sees the pictures, and we'll just put him near the keypad, and kind of because it's his memory. So
you guys inception the whole thing.
There's a bit of license that we're able to pull off in this kind of setting. That
right.
Yeah, and things like this to kind of play on later on in the game, where things will, in the real world, just don't make any sense.
Exactly.
But it happens here.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of being in his mind. You're able to do stuff like make furniture or items appear out of nowhere. And like have the pictures just right next to the panel. It makes sense because you're in his memory.
Yeah, and it's actually very convenient as a designer, just making things flow easier. Because again, we're not trying to make the game, like, the puzzles aren't supposed to be overly tedious.
Yeah.
Like, if you see all the pictures and see the numbers, you're kind of going to figure it out anyway. So you can just give it kind of facilitate your progress through the game.
Yeah. Fruitcake in the chat said hi, Dimitri. Hello, Fruitcake. Good to see you.
Is that your buddy?
It's a friend of mine. Yes. Yeah, she's in the chat. She's very hyped for this game as well. She's anytime we post anything about it, she's always retweeting it or posting it on her Facebook page. So hello, thanks for joining the chat. While we're watching this cutscene, I do want to mention that we are playing this on a Corsair PC. They were kind enough to hook us up with that and the prize pack behind us. We are streaming or putting the Gleam link in the chat for the people that want to enter to win. The prize pack includes the headset, the mouse, and the keyboard. We're having the link in there, so just keep an eye on there. We are spamming. That's the word I'm looking for. We are spamming that link in that chat.
Now, yeah.
So. There we go. So now we access the prototypes, right?
Yeah. So actually, he's going to steal the corner, but at the same time, he kind of goes above and beyond it and destroys ADS's servers.
Okay.
So that's what he just did. He's actually a very super IT guy. I've never seen anyone destroy all servers. He probably went in and hit like a C: format. That's the only way I know how to format anything.
That is a reference there. So now we have a corner gun, but we're stealing another corner gun, right? Can you go into this? I'm interested.
Yeah, well, I do, because this isn't reality. This
right.
is, we didn't show it, but there was a section that he had kind of flashed back on how to use the corner gun. It was actually built in as a tutorial in this game.
Yeah.
So he's there to steal the corner gun, but he already had it, and that's just kind of the wonkiness of being in a memory of just reconstructing a memory that you already have. So it's meant to be kind of wonky like that. It's like, this doesn't make sense, but okay.
And this gentleman here is the creator of the corner gun, correct?
I'm afraid.
Yes, he is not happy with you at all. He is your very prototypical businessman, very cold, very B-type.
And I think he's gonna summon some guards.
So let's see how you can use your corner gun effectively.
Effectively, we'll see. Regular gun.
You have some cover there, so.
But they're shooting straight ahead. Not very effective at all, right?
Let me try this part.
If it will reach, then yes, go for it.
See if I can. You know, I totally forgot how to use crouch.
That's the B button.
Alright. It's been a while, guys. It has been a while. So if you go here, now you can look over the top.
Oh, so the corner gun, even when you're crouching, you can actually look over objects as well.
Yeah.
It definitely gives it a very interesting gameplay dynamic.
There's one guy. And this is actually a technique that you learn in the tutorial that we did not show you.
That's right. Yeah. It was the tutorial happened right before we entered the ADS building. It was it was a weird like dream state where everything was just appearing out of thin air, like the ground was appearing out of thin air, and you were hiding behind this cover that would just come up out of nowhere.
So fortunately for me, and bad news for them is I do have this kind of infrared thing that didn't help me out.
I think you got overconfident there, Ray.
I did. I absolutely did.
Let's give it another shot.
Yes.
Fruitcake says she's loving the heat feature. Yes, that's one of the heat vision that you have. That's one of the visions you have. You also have like a you have a scanning device that you can use to scan for objects and also bring objects into your memory. You also have like a journal. And while you're playing that,
and you can get text messages.
Yes, in your memory, which is really weird.
Okay, I'm gonna hush up for a little bit so I make sure.
No, go for it.
Just to make sure I don't embarrass myself.
No, keep playing. I'll keep talking. Actually, the other thing I want people kind of to take note of is the audio. We're gonna go into that a little bit later, but it uses like an Aura. I believe that the engine's called Aura Tech or something like that. It's a 3D audio that sounds just amazing when you're playing it. Like especially with headphones, it sounds ridiculous. Ray is having a really tough time.
Why don't we cut to that? You want to cut to that?
So now that I actually mentioned the audio, we actually prepared a video that shows some of the audio. So while Ray's trying to get this all teed up, we will show this video about what it took to make this Aura 3D audio, and we'll play it soon.
The power of music is that if you go through one stage in the level with one cue, one music, and then you go back to the same stage and you change the music, then you have this feeling that the stage is different. That's the power of music.
We are at Galaxy Studios, one of the biggest facilities in the Benelux region. And today we are recording Get Even, a video game by Bandai Namco, which we will record in the Aura 3D immersive audio format.
Sometimes in the game you'll be into this situation where the music will be recorded here in Aura 3D. If you play with headphones, you're going to feel as if you were inside this room with the musicians.
There is something instilled in the language of music that not everything is revealed, not everything is really clear why it does something to our emotions.
This idea of music around you gives this sort of immersion that is very visceral. When I introduced the game, I just said this game is about regret and guilt. everything in the game makes music. The music is happening by being rendered by the engine. We can start with the orchestra and then we hear something that is in source and then we come back out source and it goes in and out like this to create this sort of emotional roller coaster. And overall, we can blend everything. It gives the players this sensation of being in the center of a story.
There must be some connection in our brain when we watch something very beautiful, interesting, whatever, and it is at the same moment that something happens which brings a chemistry that is probably scientifically unexplainable.
Once again, I really feel that video games can go so much further than where we are right now, and we can push that because the tools are ready. Get Even is something unexpected in terms of experience, and you'll figure that what you are experiencing as a gamer is something that characters in the game are also experiencing.
Can you put your phone down?
Yeah. Sorry, I was bringing up something.
No worries. Cool, so we're back in the asylum. How did that happen?
So, we got to the extremely difficult part during the chat, or during the video. Just a quick note on the video, the composer, Olivier, very, very good composer. We've worked with him before in the past, we hope to work with him in the future, but he's done an amazing job on the cinematic score of the game. There was a point during development when I was playing the game, there was a lot of temp music, a lot of placeholder that was just meant to kind of give the sense of what we want. When they dropped this music in there, it really changed the whole tone of the game. It really made it more immersive. It kind of just gave it that really emotional production add that gave the game, it helps give the game like the really deep mood that it has. So for me, it's one of the biggest pluses of the game is the audio score to the game. So I think Olivia did a fantastic game. So don't go in there.
Don't go in there.
So what happened here? So after that section with the guards that you saw me winning very greatly at, I was doing a great job there. Thank you very much. We wake up in the asylum. The asylum is where we are working with a mysterious figure known as Red. He at least claims that he's there to help us reconstruct our memories. So this is where we end up.
Okay.
The idea is that now you have to he's going to be putting you through a series of tests. The task. You don't really understand what's going on, but they are ostensibly meant to help you figure out what's going on. That little kind of matrixy looking thing that I told you not to go into, there are things that trigger your memory that will trigger Black to be able to go into events and see what's going on. That there leads you to a room where you're able to review all the evidence that you've collected to connect all the strings. It's literally a room with a bunch of clues that you found all strung together with string. And
I don't want to go in there. That sounds like a cool room.
It's a cool room, but I'd like to see what's going on here. But we haven't found too much in the game yet to really put the clues together. But that's basically your hub to figure out what's going on.
Gotcha.
Every time you do something like here, like where you find an item and you read an article, that gets saved in this dark room, this room where you figure out all your clues together. So it really behooves you as a player and to find all this evidence, and you can go back and you don't have to go through the level to find it. So yeah, why don't you go ahead and head out towards the left, I believe.
This one?
Yeah, right there. Sorry, the door.
Through the door?
Yeah.
Okay, so the door is locked right now.
Oh, sorry. All right, go to the. I guess you need to go to the dark room. Let's do that.
So yeah, we do want to go in there.
We do want to go to the dark room.
Okay, excellent.
Sorry, I didn't hear the audio that was going on because
that's what makes it a little tough. Audio cues are a big portion of this game. If you can't hear them, it's kind of tough to play. So I highly recommend playing with headphones.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point Red was telling you to go to the dark room. I just didn't hear it, so I wasn't sure what's going on. So this is your introduction to the dark room. and it really supports the whole mind games, the literal mind games that are going on.
Consider this a filing cabinet, Mr.
Here we have. I'm guessing we should be looking at this.
No, it's not interacting, but you want to go look around.
Filed by the Pandora.
I believe he's talking to you right now.
Okay.
We don't hear the audio, guys, so basically he's giving you the rundown. I'm sure the guys in the stream, you can hear it. He's telling you what's going on, this room, what the purpose of this room is, what it's here for. And we don't have subtitles on, so we can't tell that he's talking as well.
This is a long talking segment. I guess I'll just let the people in the chat just listen to it.
Yeah, I can kind of look.
If you guys have questions about the game, feel free to put them in the chat, and we can answer some of the questions. Ray's here to help us out with that. What else can you tell us about the game, Ray? Like, are there multiple characters?
Well, one thing I do want to talk about is so the team that's working on this, Farm 51, out in Poland, they are a small indie team that
they've worked on other first-person shooters, right?
Yes, but a lot of what they worked for, they haven't worked on too many console games. They've been mostly a PC crew, and it's been a real great pleasure for us at Bandai Namco to work with small independent developers with that have that has some real talent. Like we just released Little Nightmares not too long ago. It's doing really well. It really has that indie feel of that really focused type of gameplay, very moody. At the same time, this game here, Get Even, kind of the same thing. It's done by a very dedicated group of independent developers that we are supporting, and what they're really focused on is the mood, the feel, creating a tension and all playing that out through a very intense story. So it's been really good, really cool working with these guys in Poland. Farm 51 or the Farm 51, really great bunch of guys. So as far as getting more into it, no, this is you only play one character at a time.
Okay, at a time.
That's kind of about as I'm going to go really into it. I don't want to...
At a time, that's interesting, okay.
You kind of asked me a hard question.
I stumped you. I totally understand.
It stumped me, but
you can only say so much.
I can only say so much.
No worries, I totally understand. We'll let people figure it out. You don't have to answer. Yeah. It's a tough one. But one question you can answer is actually from someone in the chat. Kagami X wanted to know, how many hours do you expect this game to be?
I think 10 to 12 is a pretty decent. Yeah. I don't know what we're saying, to be honest, in the marketing, but I think as a player, as someone that's played the game...
Yeah, I mean, you've played through the game. You can say, like, how many hours
I think 10 to 12 is a pretty good estimation as far as how much the game is in it. I think that's about right. So now that you've gone through the explanation of what the dark room is, this becomes your hub. Now you can revisit either past levels, or you can use this to go into the next level. So
that is a cool effect.
Yeah, so this is you going into a memory, or some memories, or some images of memories will trigger something in you. I don't know if you were supposed to go there. Can you look at that locked door that was there before?
Yeah, sure.
Is it still locked?
I believe it is.
Yeah,
Should I go back into the dark room?
Go back into the dark room. One of the memories has basically pointed you to go into one of them.
Actually, I can't go back into the dark room.
Can I go back out?
Well, I think I have to check something here now.
Yeah,
and Red's talking to me over here.
Okay, so he's talking to you, telling you what to do. We're not hearing that. One of the pictures that are hanging up in the room to your left probably is where you need to go.
You cannot just shoot your way through every
obstacle. No. That's where you came from. That was the ADS building.
That's right.
A firing range.
Click on the trigger there.
It's no worries. I mean, it just takes me to the scan. It didn't make us into a level. It's just we're just looking around. So do you know what picture I have to look at?
Let's see here. There should be actually another room. If you go back out and to the left or right, there should be another room to go into.
Oh, actually, I can go back now. Should I go back in there?
Yeah. Okay. So you investigate one of the boards, and we'll see which one we haven't visited yet. So we have the man from the asylum. What's the one to the left?
The one to the left is the kidnapping.
That's the first one you've done.
Yes.
And then that's the...
This is the one where we went to ADS. Yeah, this is the one we just finished.
So if you turn around, and then the one on the right, there should be a photo in there that you can interact with. It'll start glowing like the last one.
This one here?
Yeah, look for a picture that'll glow. If it glows, then that'll be like the one.
If it glows, we goes?
Yeah.
Good enough.
No, not on the kidnapping.
So it's got to be this one here, the man.
Yeah.
That's Leonard Shelby. That's one of the characters we encountered earlier. Spooky environments here.
Yeah. I'm gonna try backing out and again go over to. Let me see. Actually.
Yeah, go for it. Are there any other weapons besides the corner gun?
Yeah, there actually. There's a sniper rifle.
Okay.
There's also there's two weapons that you can put on the corner gun. There's semi-automatic pistol and a fully automatic rifle, as well as there's also a sniper rifle in the game as well.
Gotcha. Is there anything maybe non-traditional in terms of weapons?
No, the weapon part of the game are pretty straightforward. You actually don't really use them as much because as the game slowly devolves into more of a mystery, it'll be more about figuring out what's going on. So
Sure.
the actual gun combat that you see will become less and less.
Gotcha.
Now it's
Oh,
open.
now it's unlocked. Weird. Okay, we must have had to listen to that.
There was something that probably said about.
There
about
was
There you
always
go.
like some triggers that you have to do before it gets to the next portion of the game.
So this is the kind of the start of the trials and tasks that you have to do that Red is going to put you through. And again, these are all meant to help you jog your memory and put you in situations.
What the heck was that, man?
That becomes the psychological part. This part of the game.
Why is everyone loose?
I almost want to have my weapon out. Should I have my gun out? I don't want to get attacked.
You probably should. As you're exploring this asylum, you find out that a lot of homeless drug addicts have been kidnapped.
Okay.
And they're in this asylum.
Oh, who's this guy?
The Mad Hatter.
The Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
Sneaking around like a cat.
So there's
A lot of references to Alice in Wonderland here. The Mad Hatter, Red.
Yes.
Like the Red Queen.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it's kind of specifically with this character here, but the idea of madness, insanity, what's real and what's not is very inherent. Is very inherent in Alice in Wonderland. So a lot of those themes kind of run through this at the same time. So
Gotcha.
the writers are very aware of that, especially with this particular character.
People in the chat are asking, can you kill random NPCs? That's kind of an odd question, but sure, why don't we answer it?
No,
Like, can I kill the Mad Hatter, for instance?
I don't want to talk until it's really
Too much into it? Another difficult question?
But that does bring up something that there are a lot of branching decisions that you can make in this game.
Okay.
There will be a lot of decisions that you make of whether you free someone or don't free someone, kill someone or don't kill someone. This may have effects, some light effect in the story. There's multiple endings to the game. But as far as what the branching options go, a lot of them are kind of up to you to find because they're going to be very minor. A lot of them actually will be associated with trophies and achievements of what you can get and what you can do if you're a completionist.
Gotcha.
But a lot of them are going to be very, very kind of esoteric and up for you to hunt and figure out.
All right.
Like does this action I just did, will this have any kind of repercussions later on?
Jesus
Christ.
Christ. The code for the door.
I'm going to try scanning him.
You don't move.
I can.
Yeah, scan it and then don't move anymore.
It is a party after all.
Can you actually put on the subtitles so we can see what we
Yeah,
can?
definitely.
That would help us here since we can't hear into this. Know what's going on the screen.
Exactly. I had them on earlier, but since we had the malfunction, they turned off. So.
Okay.
But now we're back.
Okay. So I think he's. All right. So now he's kind of leading into a puzzle. What's going on? Turn off the lights and let it glow. He's being kind of pretty. Giving you a softball there and what you need to do as far as
So now I have
solving
to hit
this
the
next
lights, or I have to,
puzzle.
I guess, find the light switches.
Less about hitting the light switches and more about just turning on your UV camera.
My UV? Okay, the heat sensor.
No, that's the heat one. There's a UV one that
that's
casts,
right. Yeah.
that
It's,
casts a black light.
This
yeah.
one here.
Yeah, so if you go back to where you came from and search the rooms, you'll see like footprints on the ground, and if you look on the walls, you'll see some clues as
There we
far
go.
as
Okay, so we got footprints leading in here. Oh, I see.
yeah, but it's more look on the walls. Turn around. Look up. Not straight up. Sorry, look up on the wall. There you go.
Okay, 4 plus 4.
Yeah, you'll kind of see things like that.
Interesting.
So it kind of cruised through the rooms there, and there was a door just past the Mad Hatter where you have to enter a code.
Yeah, there's a code. So 4 plus 4 is 8. Then we have 1 here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are we looking at 8, 1? Are we looking for another room?
There are 4 rooms and 4
numbers.
numbers.
4, yeah, there you go. That makes sense.
There's a 1 there. There's an 8 there.
Yeah. 4 plus 4 equals 8. I know my math. Then I guess we're looking for something here, maybe, possibly. There's some numbers here. Oh, what is this outline? Oh, here we go. Is this the code 1201? What are we looking at here?
4.
So we're adding 1201.
Sure.
Okay, 4. And then we should have another set of numbers
1,
here.
8, 4, and 5.
2, 4, 5. So, do you remember the code?
1845?
1845?
That sounds right. We'll see if it is right. Aha. I was kind of 40% sure that was going to work.
You had it. You got it right.
I haven't played this game in a while.
Door's locked. We're not going to go too far into this just because we're running short on time.
Yeah, so it's kind of a catch-22 because the best part of the game, the more crazier parts of the game are later. Bring your gun out.
So I'm actually trying to bring my gun out, but it's I'm not able to.
You gotta wait a second then. It's kind of a catch-22 because the game gets really crazy. A lot of the meat and potatoes are later in the game when it does start to get kind of crazy. Oh, hold down Y.
So yeah, I'm holding down Y and I'm not able to get the gun. What I can do is probably sneak up on this gentleman here. Or not.
Oh, you got him.
So yeah, we're not gonna go too much into the game.
Yeah,
the game's out now. It's $29.99. It's out on PS4. It's out on Xbox One, and it's out on Steam with PC.
Yes. Absolutely.
Did you want to say anything else about it before we take off?
No. I guess yes, I do. So the guys at Farm 51 are very proud of the game. Us here at Bandai Namco America are very proud of the work they were able to put into it. It was a long time coming. I think we have seen a couple delays as we've been playing, working on development in the game. But the guys are able to really pull it together and bring you a really, basically a game that really fits in the category of the indie space of the game, that's really concentrated on the mood, the story, the narrative, and really to give the player a really great experience overall as far as the type of game that you're going to look at. So if you guys out there in the chat are really into these very focused experience that's really kind of wild and crazy, this really is kind of the game for you. Check it out. It's out today.
Yep. Once again, I want to thank Corsair for providing the PC that it's running on. The game runs beautifully on this PC. On any PC, well, any high-end PC, I'm guessing, but this thing on the Corsair, we're running at a very high setting, 60 FPS. It's gorgeous on there. I want to thank them for giving us these prizes to give away, and I want to thank you guys for joining us here on the stream. It was a really interesting time. We went through a few setbacks here and there, but we got it done. We showed a little bit of the game. Definitely check it out. For $30, you can't really beat it. Once again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.